I just decided to just use Modern Warfare 2 gameplay again. I'm sorry if you hate Modern Warfare 2 and you don't want to look at it. I got World War 2 on my PS5, but I don't feel like installing that just to like have some gameplay in the background. So Call of Duty is Call of Duty, so I'll just put that in there. When I talk about treyarch, I will have a treyarch game for that because I at least have Sledgehammer games. This is going to be like a shorter list because Sledgehammer doesn't really have enough games for me to like really criticize them on. I just have games written down and I'm just going to talk about it. Sledgehammer's not a bad studio. It's just I feel like Sledgehammer they haven't really had their chance to shine yet. Like I really kind of feel like they're the underdogs. Like they're the only ones that kind of don't. They have a reputation, and like, yeah, it's usually a bad reputation, but at the same time, it's hard to criticize them sometimes. Sledgehammer games, I believe Sledgehammer's first game that they helped work on was Modern Warfare 3, 2011. I'm not going to really consider that their game because it's not really their game. It is, but it's not. So I'm not really going to count the OG Modern Warfare 3. Sledgehammer Games, their first game, it actually starts on Advanced Warfare. Now, it's very polarizing. Now, I'm really trying to think of how the communication was at that time, and I feel like it was a little rough. I can't really think of too many things that was really bad about Advanced Warfare. I know the supply drops was very crazy. The supply drops was wild in that game. With it being futuristic, it kind of, I don't know, I know it just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But some people was really hyped. I was, because this was the first time Call of Duty did this, so nobody really knew how to judge it when it first came out. As time went on, Advanced Warfare is one of those games where it's just like, it's there, but it's not. Like, people tend to forget about it. It's revolutionary, and it definitely is revolutionary for Call of Duty, but I feel like Black Ops 3 just took it and ran with it and just made it so much better than it ever was. Sledgehammer being the ones that started off, I guess that's a W for them, but at the same time, it's probably one of the most hated Call of Duty eras ever. So I don't know if you really want to give that a W for Sledgehammer. Advanced Warfare was just one of those games where it was there, but it wasn't, you know, people liked it, some people didn't. I don't think it was super hated. I just think people didn't care for it. Now, Call of Duty World War II. Like I remember saying in the tier list video I made, I did not play the first half of World War II. So I don't know how it was, but I do know that it was not liked. A lot of people didn't like it. One of the selling points for World War II was the boots on the ground. We're going back to where it all started, so on and so forth. A lot of people was happy with that. I was happy with it too, but you can go back to the roots of it being in the modern time period. It doesn't have to be World War II. It's cool, whatever. World War II game, we haven't had that in a minute. We haven't had a historical World War game in a while, so it didn't really move the needle in any type of way. The first half I know was terrible. I believe the communication was terrible. I know Michael Condrey, he was leading the front until he ended up getting fired. I believe that's how it went. Then when he got fired, they did a lot of revamping, reworking, making the things better, overhaul, perk changes, updates, community events, and it made World War II a lot better. And I think World War II was the game that made me be like, okay, Sledgehammer. That World War II, especially the second half of World War II, that's the game that made me say, okay, Sledgehammer has potential. They can make a good Call of Duty. So then we get the Vanguard. I did not play Vanguard. I was kind of sick of Call of Duty at this point, and on top of that, I was sick of the World War era too. And I remember I was really annoyed when it came out that Sledgehammer is making Vanguard, because it's like they just made a World War game. They just made World War II. That was the last game they made, and then they go back to making another World War II game. Like, it's literally World War II Part 2. Why? I feel like what they should have did is they should have just did a different era. They should have did a modern era or something else. I feel like one of the reasons why Vanguard was, I feel like Vanguard would have had a better feeling, and it would have, I feel like people would have liked Vanguard a little bit more if it wasn't based in that time period, because a lot of people do not like that time period. And I also do remember that they would not add a trophy system into Vanguard because of the time period and so on and so forth. But it's just like, yo, why are y'all doing that? Like, come on, it's Call of Duty, bro. It's Call of Duty. Yes, trophy systems did not exist in World War II, but at the same time, Neither does getting shot in the face and then respawning and anime skins and tracer packs and shit like that. So why does it really matter if a trophy system is historically accurate or not? But even though I didn't play, I remember that specifically. I remember that they would not add a trophy system in the game because it wasn't historically accurate, even though they do a whole bunch of things in Vanguard that's not historically accurate. I didn't get to play Vanguard, so I don't know, but I know that it's hated in the Call of Duty community. I know that Vanguard did not really sit well with people, so that's another L for Sledgehammer. Then we get to Modern Warfare 3. And honestly, you know what? I'll give Sledgehammer Modern Warfare 3. I believe on the original Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward did do most of the work, but Sledgehammer helped them with it. I could be wrong, but I believe that's how it went. So since Sledgehammer did work on it more, I'll go ahead and give it to Sledgehammer, even though it's not Sledgehammer's IP. But once again, I did not play it. So, and I know that it's also another game that doesn't really sit right with the COD community. I know a lot of people really do like it and say that it is one of the best Call of Duty multiplayer experiences. I do know that. But as a whole package with Modern Warfare 3, it's not good. Not good. Even with that being said, I still feel like Sledgehammer is better than Infinity Ward. It's just Sledgehammer just, I feel like Sledgehammer needs a clear vision and they're good. I'm trying to think about, I can't really remember treyarch's communication. I could be wrong, but I feel like treyarch has good communication, but they fuck up on some shit here and there. I think Sledgehammer has better communication. I think Sledgehammer probably has the best communication out of all three of the studios. Infinity Ward obviously has the worst. Like, they are the ones to say, fuck you, we don't care. This is our game. You're going to play it. Don't care. Sledgehammer, they at least try to fix things if it doesn't really work out with the World War II overhaul system that they did. They're willing to change things. So I can't really fault Sledgehammer at that. Sledgehammer has tried. To me, Sledgehammer's in second place. Sledgehammer's in second place. I feel like Sledgehammer it's not as bad as Infinity Ward, because I feel like at least with Sledgehammer, at least Sledgehammer's trying, bro. At the end of the day, they're trying. Infinity Ward has not been good since 2013, bro. Actually, no, since 2011. 2013 was Ghost, so nah, since 2011. I don't know, like, it's just, I feel like Sledgehammer, even though they have less games, and yeah, those games are not the best, I think when you compare those to what Infinity Ward does, it makes Sledgehammer it makes it not seem that bad, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much just how I feel about it. Sledgehammer is just mid. Sledgehammer is just genuinely mid. It's not a terrible experience, but it's not the best. I feel like if they had a clear vision and not in a period that's in World Wars, if they had a modern, near futuristic Call of Duty, I feel like Sledgehammer could do it. I do. And with Modern Warfare 3, another reason why I can't really hold that to Sledgehammer, because they had to come in and help out Infinity Ward because they fucked up on their own game. So Sledgehammer had to take over on Modern Warfare 3 in 6 months or however long it was. It wasn't a long time. But they had to take over, make a campaign, a multiplayer, and a zombies experience. I think they did do zombies. I can't remember. But still, because of Infinity Ward's fuck up. So I can't really hold Sledgehammer for Modern Warfare 3 because it's really not their fault. It's really not their fault. So I can't really get mad at Sledgehammer for that. But yeah, that's it. Sledgehammer is just mid. They're not the worst, but they're mid.